Okay, you beautiful people. Happy Friday. Big waves to you. Good to see you. Okay. You guys came in, loud and proud this morning on a Friday. All right. You got to do it on Monday. Okay. Let's see if you really got it next Monday when we come on. If you're feeling all froggy, excited. If anybody doesn't know what froggy is, that's real happy and energetic. Okay. So, happy Friday, everybody. Love you guys. It's great to see you. This word of the day on this Friday. Oh, by the way, Andrea Rosser, you want to unmute? Tell us. We got a birthday lady today. I know you're looking to see if she's on, but you want to unmute? Tell us.
So we've got Chrissy Kowalski, and she's going to forgive me for
No,
butchering
it's
her
Chrissy
last name.
Kowalski. Yes. Happy
Yes, it's
birthday,
her.
lady. We hope you have an amazing day. We got to look and see if she's on this morning. She might
Not
catch the
yet, but
replay.
we'll
Okay.
see.
Well, Kimberly Brecka, this is her word, and Andrea Rosser, we're going to let you go with it. What is the word of the day, Andrea Rosser?
So, Kimberly, I want you to know that I got a phone call quite early this morning saying, "No, we can't do this word. What is this?" And I said, "It's a funny word for Friday, and it's hullabaloo.
Holla,
Hullabaloo.
Hullabaloo. Just so everybody
Hullabaloo."
knows, it took me 10 minutes to just be able to pronounce Hullabaloo. Okay. So don't ask me to say it really quick. Hullabaloo. Uh,
Hullabaloo.
a lot of times when I can't pronounce a name or a word, I'll just say Hullabaloo. Right. If you just kind of go with it really quick, just so you know, like that's a kind of a hack that I had in school, right? Because I wasn't always the best pronunciator, of words and all of that. So I just say it really quick, like hullabaloo, right? Ron, we got it? Okay, here we go. So the definition of hullabaloo, Ron's got like all this explosion going on in the background. I love it. Hullabaloo is a loud noise. It's a fuss. It's a commotion. It's often caused by like excitement, but it could be caused by confusion or disagreement. So I'm gonna lean on both of those, right? Hullabaloo. So I think of that. Have you ever tried to stay in a hotel room? Now I have stayed. I kind of have stayed in a lot of hotels over the last couple of decades. And have you ever been in your hotel room and you're like, there's kids running up and down the hallway, like it's kids, like somebody has let their kids loose and they are having their way with the hotel, like they're having a hullabaloo time. you know, like it's keeping you up and you're a little grumpy about it, but you're like, these kids are getting after it. Like they're having the time of their life. And then you go down to the hotel pool area and you locate all those kids and they're jumping and they're screaming and they're hot. I mean, yeah, put a one in the comment if you know what I'm talking about. Come on, you've been there before. And it's just where a lot of excitement is. So hullabaloo is like it can be that area where there's just a lot going on of excitement, right? If you was in Dallas, Texas, there was several thousand people that was having a hullabaloo time, right? Al Diaz was one of them. He shut it down every night, having a great time with everybody. So it, it's that big uproar, sometimes playful, but sometimes it can be chaotic. When a group of people get stirred up, it could be a buzz at a celebration, or it could be a noisy drama when things get out of hand. So I'm going to kind of move, okay? One is all this fun and everybody's having a great time. The other is where one person starts and they get a little stirred up dramatically, and then they tell another, and then there's two, and then there's three, and then there's four, and then there's five people that's got drama and stirred up. And well, let's just say that's not the fun that we like to experience. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? I mean, so here's why Hullabaloo is so it's important. So it's important, first of all, to notice, like it draws attention. Let me say this on the good side of Hullabaloo, if you're around people that create energy and excitement, Tracy, you can bring people to that and they will be attracted. They're like, I don't know what's going on, but these people are excited. Like, if you, that's what makes a coach's corner fun. Like, if you bring people to the coach's corner, they're like, I don't know what they're doing, but they seem like a really nice community to start our day with, right? So it's very inviting and you can bring people to it and they will love it. That's why culture is so massive in companies. It's also important to notice for conflict, and I got to go really quick. Hullabaloo is important to notice. I say this a lot, but if you've ever said in your mind, like, I don't deal with drama, I don't deal with chaotic moments. Let me say this. You need to notice it and you need to make sure it doesn't spread. Because just like the energy and the culture of this can spread, dramatic things can spread and create hullabaloo situations that multiply from one person to 15 people. Before you know it, you've imploded the situation with dramatic things, right? Does that make sense? So, what I would say in this, I'm going to turn it to Andrea, is as far as hullabaloo goes for me, obviously we all want to be a part of this, right? This beautiful, everybody's excited, just jumping around, having the time of our life. But we got to notice that, get people around that because that culture is fun and it will attract people. But on the flip side, we do have to notice the dramatic times of hullabaloo. And when that happens, we got to make sure that that moment doesn't spread into a lot of people because it can cause a lot of friction, a lot of chaos, a lot of separation. Okay, Andrea Rosser, I'll turn it to you. I did my best with the word.
You
Thank you,
did a
Kimberly Brecka.
You did a great job. I love the funny words on Friday. So thank you, Marlene, for starting this and Kimberly for picking it up because she's like, I've got a good one. I'll tell you, I started today feeling pretty confident on how to say this word. And then the more times I've tried to say it, now I feel less and less confident. I was listening to it. You can Google and it'll say it for you. But we're just going to rock it. I'm going to say it fast, just like you, coach, and we're just going to rock right through it.
Hullabaloo.
But the quote that I found was amid all of the hullabaloo, stay anchored to what truly matters. And I love that because you know what? There are always going to be, right? We're always going to experience these moments of chaos. I can think about the last time I had that crazy hotel room experience. I was in Salt Lake City and there were kids and adults having I don't know what they were having, a hullabaloo in the hall. They knocked on my door at midnight and I wanted to, well, I was not feeling charitable. I will admit I was not feeling super charitable. So sometimes we've got to deal with the hullabaloos. Sometimes we can lean into them and sometimes we've got to, run from it. So what I looked into was, okay, well, this sounds like a fun word. And when we look at the positive connotations of it, it sounds really great. So, how do we live a life of positive hullabaloo? And first of all, I've got to lean into those fun moments. So, when you picture those kids in the pool, didn't we all picture the joy? Now, when they're running in the hall, it's not super fun. But when they're jumping around in the pool, I'll tell you one of my highlights of PXP, okay? Absolute highlight. I watched Tim Sales and his teen son. I don't know how old he was, but they had the biggest hullabaloo in the hotel pool that I've ever seen. Like there was a splash party to end all splash party. I mean, they were getting after it with each other. They were creating quite the splash, quite the hullabaloo, having a great time, and it was so much fun just to even see that. So check out the celebrations, the laughter, the music, the fun memories, Enjoy those moments, lean into them. Next, though, is don't let every bit of drama pull you in. Pick your battles wisely. We see it, right? Especially you get a lot of people together and there's going to be all kinds of hullabaloo. And sometimes we're going to lean into it because they're having a great time in that pool. And sometimes we're going to back ourselves right out of it because we don't need to get splashed in that moment. So pick that battle wisely. We're all going to see this in our world and, drama and all the things. And guess what? We can turn the other cheek, right? We can walk right away. Next is to use the hullabaloo moments as energy bursts. Like who felt the energy this last weekend? We were up like this, we were running around. I mean, there were horses. I mean, like every single bit of that was cultivated to create this big, energetic mood in all of us. So channel that buzz into motivation. Use that hullabaloo to move you forward in your life instead of just, backing away out of it. Next is to create a positive commotion. So cheer loudly for others, right? We've got some people that we get to celebrate today, right? Dave Kirtley, congratulations, our newest officer. We've got Jerry Martinez, I believe, that is there as well. So congratulations, like celebrate, cheer, be the biggest cheerleader in the crowd that you can possibly be. Celebrate the wins because guess what? That creates contagious excitement, right? Let's go create that exciting hullabaloo. But then, when we can, balance that noise with some quiet time. Sunday, you'll notice that I didn't mention being in the pool. I was sitting in the back watching the hullabaloo. I needed to go refocus and sit in some quiet time. I took a really long walk and a little tiny run, and I sat back while other people were kind of milling around. I needed a little bit of peace, a little bit of quiet, so that I could appreciate those moments of hullabaloo and make them all the sweeter. So, Kimberly, I loved it. I thought this was a fun one. We should all pronounce it together. But great, great message today, Coach. Thank you so much.
No, it was fun. This was a great word, guys. We love you so much. We're grateful for you. Remember, if you're a part of our company, the IPA Zoom, I believe if you're looking at building in Canada or would love to, I think you can come to the IPA call this morning. That will be held up by some of our corporate staff, and executives. So, guys, we love you so much. Super grateful for you. Have a rocking Friday. We'll see you back on Monday. Love you
Love you
guys.
guys. Have a beautiful
Great
day.
word, Andrea.
Love you.
Graham.
Thank you.